Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Welcome to another video tutorial. Today's topic, surface area, finding the surface area of prisms and cylinders, okay? So you guys are already aware of how to find the area of shapes, okay? Or you even understand when you're finding the area, you're finding the total space, So when you're finding the surface area, you're finding the total area of a three-dimensional shape. For example, this is a prism, a rectangular prism, and you're finding the total surface area all around it. Same with this cylinder, okay? Total surface area. So let's figure out how to do both. All of these shapes that you see here are all prisms, okay? They have different names, but they're all prisms. And the reason why they're each a prism is because they have a base. They have a bottom and a top, and that base determines that prism's name. For example, this is called a rectangular prism. Why? Because its base is rectangular. Yeah. And this is called a triangular prism. Why? Because its bases are triangular. And this, pentagonal prism. Why? Okay, you get it. All right. Yep. And, well, hey, Mr. Carl, why isn't a cube called a square prism? It's a good question. I don't know. It's called a cube, though. But you could call it a square prism. Okay. So that's a prism. I don't think we need to write down the definition. You guys know what a prisms are. So, exhibition A, prism. It's a rectangular prism. See its base? Boop, boop. Rectangular. Okay. How do you find the area of a prism? Is you just find the surface area of each face, and sometimes you can multiply by 6 if it's a cube, right? You just find the area of one face and then times 6, right? But then sometimes, if you have a rectangular prism, you probably will have 3 different faces, okay? Or 3 different rectangles. And so what you just need to do is find the area of each one and multiply by 2. So here, you can see like the base would be this shape right here. And that base would be your 6 by 9. See that? That's your 6 by 9. You can see the face A, well, that would be this shape right here. And that face would be 6 by 2. And then you can see the face B, and let's change that color. Face B would be this, and that would be 9 by 2. And then you just have to, each of those, you have to multiply by 2 afterwards, right? Because there's 2, there's a front, there's a back. So to find the surface area. I think this makes sense. Not too complicated, right? Good. So, you guys just find the total surface area of both these shapes, and we'll discuss tomorrow. Next thing to discuss is, what is a cylinder? Come up with your own definition. What makes a cylinder a cylinder? You know, that's a cylinder, okay? Why? Let's see if you can have your own definition. Let's discuss it tomorrow, okay? What's interesting, though, about a cylinder is if you want to find the total surface area, okay? Well, you need this, the circle, the area of the circle, but then you got to multiply by 2, right? But you also need this. Well, what's interesting, if you just like take this little piece of paper and peel it off, what's it going to make? Look at that. If I take this and just peel it off, yeah, some of you guys see it. I would make a rectangle if I peel that off. So to find this total surface area of the cylinder, you need the area of the circle times 2, and then you need the area of the rectangle. Well, let's go through the math here. Let's go through the formula, how to do this, because this is a little more complicated. So to find the area, the total area of this cylinder, you would do, of the 2 circles, you would do pi times radius squared, but then you have to times 2, right? area of the circle is pi times radius squared, and then times 2. Okay. Plus, then you have to also have the area of the rectangle. Okay, so there's 2 circles plus this rectangle. Well, you know the height. We could just measure that. What is the length of the rectangle? The length of the rectangle is the circumference, right? If I peel this off, whoop, it unwraps, it goes all the way around. That is the circumference. So I need to take the height and multiply it by the circumference, which is pi times diameter. Well, they say here 2 pi r, right? But that means pi times diameter, right? 2r is diameter. So I always like to say it's just pi times diameter, but then you times the height, and that will give you the area of this. And then you add it together, okay? So I think I came up with a little definition, yeah. It's pi r squared times 2. Excuse me, got a little tickle in my throat. And then pi plus pi times diameter. So go ahead and write that down. I'm going to drink a little coffee, get this tickle out. Okay. So press pause, and you guys find the surface area of this shape. Go ahead, find the surface area. Just work this out. All right. Did you press pause? Because let's just go through this quickly. You should have. Remember, make sure we're going to do this right. Yeah. So remember, it's pi times radius squared times 2. So you should have 3.14 times. This should be 16, right? Because 4 times 4 times 2. Plus 3.14 times the diameter. The diameter is 8. That's not a very attractive 8. Times the height, which is 6. Okay? So we have 3.14 times 32. Plus 3.14 times 48. And if you do all that correctly, I mean, I don't know, this is probably 90 something. That's 130 something. You guys get it, right? You guys get this. Okay, surface area. So I am not going to let you use a calculator on the assignment, on the worksheet. So the next 2 problems, solve without a calculator. Solve without a calculator. We will go over these. So find this total surface area of each shape. Find the total surface area of each. This one, the radius is 3, the height is 9. In this cylinder, the diameter is 8, the height is 10. Go ahead, press pause to solve that. And that's the end of today's lesson. So it wasn't too bad, 8 minutes long. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll go over the problems when I see you again.